Yo, 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 what's going on? Sandbox, Facebook. That's the rumors right now. That's what we've been talking about most of the morning. And where is the play? Is it buying the NFT? Is it buying the token? Yeah, big news if it's true. Going to bring in the other guys. Yo, 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 what's up, guys?
Yo.
Hey, what's
Yo.
up?
Yeah, so Sandbox, Facebook. I think that it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the infrastructure would already be that much more built out. You know, they'd kind of have a jump start towards whatever they're looking to ultimately build.
Yeah.
It makes sense that big tech would also try to just, acquire and buy out any decentralized competition. That's kind of their MO in Web 2, and I think that would definitely carry over. So, yeah, the rumor was circulating a lot this morning. I saw people talking about it on Twitter. It was kind of like a Twitter and Discord rumor. Obviously, there's really nothing of substance that would prove this to be true at this point. So just something that we'd be watching. But it would make sense, and it would be really crazy.
Yeah, why would they spend all this effort trying to replicate or come close to doing this? It's already established, and they have tons of cash. So
that's what they did with Oculus, which they did rename to, like, I forget what they renamed it to. I don't know if you guys recall. It was like Meta headset or something like that.
I mean, they tried to buy Snapchat a while back. They bought Instagram.
Yep.
So it just...
They have MySpace, obviously.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think the play here, I do like buying the Sand token more than buying the NFT, surprisingly, though.
Yeah, the Sand token feels like it has a lot of potential because it's about 50% down from all-time high right now. And to be candid, I don't actually know the inner workings of, like, the usage of this token in the game and in the Sandbox in that metaverse, but I'm sure that there's highly functional utility because it's what, $3.70, $3.80 right now per token.
Yep.
So exactly I do like that play as well, Vince. I mean, yeah, the fact that it's 50% down from all-time high, whereas Sandbox is, like, currently at all-time high. Obviously, I think there's potential in both, and long term they're probably both going to be excellent.
Trying to figure out what's going on with the chat in our stream. I don't think it's working.
Chat is disabled for this live stream.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why too.
Huh.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll work on that here for a second. I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay. We can move towards the direction of talking about, like, Coinbase's effect on market prices as far as specific projects. So we had talked about Smiles yesterday, which it to follow up on briefly, like we had mentioned yesterday, started at 2.3 2 days ago, got up to 2.9, now back down to 2, and that entire pump from really 2 to 3, just to kind of round, was a result of Coinbase making them their avatar on Twitter and their banner on Twitter. Then yesterday we saw Sneaky Vampires. They were tweeted by Coinbase. As a result, that they weren't made their profile picture or banner. They just said all 8,888 of this project are going to be on our platform. As a result, we saw more guys change their Discord pictures to them. I feel like I saw more of them on Twitter. And I'm sure, I'm not even looking at the price, but I'm sure the price had to have moved. And I think there's something to be said about Coinbase's, like, effect on price direction for specific NFT projects. And I think what we're seeing is they're not even focused on Bored Apes. They're trying to target more easily acquirable and easily accessible projects that are like mid-chip. So something, from the range of, I would almost say, like mid-chip. A Krypton Goon. Yeah, like a not mid-chip, but mid-chip. You
gotta get the mint. The mint mid.
Yeah. No pun intended. But, like, I think that's who they're targeting because they realize that 90% of Coinbase's users have maybe 10, 20,000 in their portfolio. they're not going to be accessible or able to buy a Doodle or able to buy an Azuki, but a project like a Krypton Goon or something they can spend an ETH or two on is something accessible. And I think that's the projects that they're trying to target. Smiles, Sneaky Vampires, and I'm sure there's plenty others that they're going to keep announcing.
It's interesting, man. I feel like the delay in the launch of their platform, I feel like they know that they need to come out with a better UX than OpenSea, like equivalent or better. Like they need to hit the ground run. They need to hit the ground running essentially, with like a really really user friendly platform. And I hope that's what they do, man. I really hope that it brings on more adoption. But at the same time, there is also the argument that like anyone that actually wants to buy an NFT and is willing to spend any substantial amount of money, even just a few ETH, on a mid-range project, they're gonna figure out how to use OpenSea. It's not that difficult, right? So, is it gonna be like mass adoption all at once? I don't know. Is it possible that's a little bit underwhelming? The results similar to like Twitter verification, where everyone, rather than having just an influx of new people adopting because of this new Twitter feature, now you just have people like threads hating on Octagon people on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny, but I don't know. We'll see. I think that it's gonna be so good for the market. Even if it's not mass adoption all at once, I think that it's gonna continually bring that much more ease of access to people onboarding into NFTs.
Yeah. So for Sneaky Vampires, same. I'm just looking at on Icy Tools now. Specific price movement. It's identical to what we just saw on Smiles. Floor the day before announcement was 1.1. And then Floor says 1.9. So it's that same exact price movement of guys buying in. And I think a lot of them are not buying in. They're buying in trying to just play the pump. They don't care about the actual announcement itself. That's obviously why we're seeing price movement. And then sadly, towards the end of the pump, guys are just losing because they either bought too late into the pump or there's just no more liquidity once it hits a certain level. So I think that's kind of all there is to it.
I agree with that. We've seen this play over with stuff like Deadfellows as well. When they were announced on Coinbase, that's another one that came to mind. These pumps are relatively short-lived just from the Coinbase announcement. So if the team doesn't capitalize on that in a short period of time afterwards, the floors tend to settle back to where they began. But obviously, if you can time them the right way, there is profit to be made. So, following Coinbase NFT on Twitter is a good one because they announce all their partnerships there. So yeah, that's cool. Cool strategy.
Now,
do you guys think that their demographic is the same as the average OpenSea user now?
No way.
And what I mean by that is, so, for example, my dad, right, he's got a Coinbase account, and he's told me the only way he'll buy anything crypto-related is on Coinbase. So he bought like $100 a Shiba coin probably a month ago, which was dumb, but, it was just available to him, so he did it. Now, and I'm talking with some friends who would think the same. The attitude that I kind of take for something like that is once the quote-unquote boomers get a coin like that, that's like top signal, and everyone like of us who are in the know ahead of time gets out. Do you guys think that we'll see a similar trend with NFTs? It's a little bit different. So I personally think that there'll be some of that depending on the project, but I think largely would be more exposure, and some smaller projects are going to pump up a little more once it's actually live, but curious to see what you guys think.
I don't think that there's any slowing down mass adoption of NFTs. So unlike some of these like meme like you said, there'd definitely be projects that get put on mainstream media and whatnot, and like then like you said, all of our parents and grandparents are investing in it, and that's totally a top signal in whatever project. But the market as a whole, I think, is gonna just continue seeing healthier and more exponential growth as more corporations invest their billions of dollars into the infrastructure of it all.
Yeah, I said this on the podcast. I disagree with Garrett at the time. I think Coinbase adding NFTs is just going to make it's going to have just so much more impact, and I think it's going to bring in even higher prices. There's going to be way more people doing NFTs that, like your dad, they're not going to do NFTs unless it's on Coinbase. And these people have heard about NFTs now maybe a few times, and I said this back then, like now that it's in front of their face, then they'll start buying them. So I'm excited. I hope it's soon. I mean, and I agree. Like, I think Coinbase, their UI sucks. Their normal Coinbase for crypto stuff. So I hope that the NFT site doesn't suck, but I'm not very hopeful, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any word on the chat, Vince, for why it's disabled on this stream?
I fixed it. I told him I fixed it.
Let's see.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I refresh it and now the chat's there.
Boom.
Okay, cool. If you're watching and the chat's not fixed because it doesn't do it automatically, just refresh the stream and it'll be there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Awesome.
Another project that I've been watching and I think is in that same price range, something more accessible, but something I could see Coinbase targeting again. And if that's the case, it would see more price movement on top of announcements we've already seen before. And I know you guys have bought into this project in the past, are Krypton Goons. So we had originally bought into these mid-November, late November. I think it was like the 20th we started buying in. Floor was as low as 0.3, 0.4. I had held it for a few months, ended up selling for break even. In late December, we started to see some more price action. It's really a full body, a full body NFT. So you're not really having it's not a great profile picture project. And I really don't think we've ever seen a lot of users on Twitter with these as their profile pictures as a result. But kind of late December, we started seeing more price movement. People started picking up some because they were cheap, like 0.5. They ended up getting, I think, around 0.7. So then they kind of came out of nowhere and they started pumping a little bit more. Yesterday, they started at 0.74. We've never really seen these go crazy. Like, they never hit a 2 floor. I think they bounced around one, but they've never, like, gone crazy in volume. Even now, the volume is still relatively slow, and the floor at those, like, mental numbers, like 5 and 0, is super thick. Specifically, the floor at 1 has, at least this morning, was very thick. But now they've started pushing things, and now they're saying they're going to make a second project that they're working on. On the 27th, they announced that there's going to be an NBA player that they're developing a shoe for, and there's going to be a Krypton Goon on an NBA player's shoe. They haven't said who the player is yet. It could just be like a bench warmer. I don't know. They're like renting out some sort of club or restaurant at South by Southwest in March. So you don't even need a ticket to South by Southwest, but if you go, they're going to host like drinks, giveaways, raffles, and you have to have your NFT to enter. So then they're announcing Project 2, which is going to be like its own roadmap, its own deal. They're kind of hinting at it as something that almost looks like those cause, symmetrically, like vertically split. Like, I don't know how to describe them. It's more of like a character where the skin is peeled on half the face. That's exactly what this Gen 2 looks like as far as what they've teased. I think that project will do well. And not only that, but I think it'll, we'll see some price movement on this project as a result. I bought one yesterday at 0.74. Like I said, the floor is never really moving much. I think a lot of it's just because there's not a ton of volume and it doesn't fit well as a profile picture.
Two other things to add on there. I know they're planning to collaborate with Alien Friends, which is another project in that mid-chip range. I think floor right now is like 2.68. And if my recollection serves me right, I think the Goons hit a high of 0.9. I think that was their top after like a couple announcements. Yeah. We know Gary Vee is heavily in this project, which is pretty cool. I think that's actually how he found it. So yeah, definitely, I like this play a lot. Like McKay was saying, like floor's a little thick at those mental numbers, but nothing that a good announcement couldn't pump it over. I know there's a town hall tomorrow that should be interesting. They tend to actually give decent project updates at these types of town halls, so looking forward to what that looks like. I don't personally have one. I'm looking for a buy-in around like 0.7. That's kind of my target. I sold the one that I bought at 0.4 for 0.8 2 days ago. So excited to get back in. I think this project is a good one for this year, especially in that lower price range.
Yeah. A week ago, floor was 0.68. I don't know. I just can't see these like running super high. Even if you were to buy them, for me, like I bought it at 0.74. I could see myself maybe exiting over 1, but I don't think this is a project that we see run to 2 or 3. And I'm also wondering, Aiden, as far as Alien Friends goes, like I don't know how much influence that would have on the price. I guess it all just depends what they end up doing.
Yeah, if it's a companion or collaborative like new NFT project, I think that would be really interesting, especially in today's day and age where the meta is basically like holding one NFT and getting whitelist access to mint another. If that actually is the case, then I can totally see Krypton Goons being a play because they're far cheaper than buying an alien friend. So if you want that, access to that, that's probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably be selling that news, to be honest, though. If it were to like pump pretty hard, that's probably where I'd take some profit.
Yeah, one of the reasons I bought into it, I just think the price is accessible for something with potential. Things like Zipsy or some of these other projects, Asuna, those are all like 2-3 ETH. I mean, some of them obviously even higher floors that are just not as accessible. But I think if we want to see a project pump with newer guys coming into the space, they're going to be buying into these projects that are sitting right around 1 or just under 1. So that's my opinion on Krypton Goons.
Totally.
Well, yeah, and we've heard the where guys who are going to be selling the bigger things like Doodles and Cool Cats and Azukis, where are they going to move that money to? Are they probably going to move them to lower priced projects? Unless I guess they want to move up to something if they think like a mutant or something is something they've always wanted. But I would imagine a lot of that money is going to trickle down. And where is it going to trickle to with these guys making profits in these other projects? I think Crypto Goons is a solid play.
Do you own any events?
I have one still. I sold into that pump a few weeks ago. Made a killing, but I still have one. So
projects like these that we're talking about, like Krypton Goons, with news on the horizon, would you guys target floor pieces or would you be looking for rarity? Personally, I'm looking for floor just for that access of the alien friends. But other than that,
I think so. Like what I did yesterday, I bought the floor, but for something that was slightly undervalued. So I bought the floor and a hair trait that looks terrible, but the floor on it was 1, while we paid 0.74. So I think that's like the best. In my opinion, that's a strategy. Get one ideally that's good looking, has a trait with the floor, above what the actual project floor is, but you're still not overpaying the floor for the project. Because on these Krypton Goons, I think people are really just buying based off look and not off the traits themselves.
Yeah, originally when I bought them originally, I bought a good amount of the rares, and I sold them. Right now, I would just be buying basically floors or any good rares you could pick up. They, because when they run again, I'd probably want to get out of them kind of quickly, to be honest. So floor is a good way to do that too.
Agreed.
So and yeah, like the market right now is soft, and I firmly believe that if Ethereum continues down, if we see it go below 2,400, we're gonna see all the people that I think a lot of these people were selling to get into Ethereum, thinking it was going to go on this bull run, which I think was just kind of stupid to think that, just based on everything that I've seen. But I think we see Ethereum hopefully go below 24, and then the money flow back in, and see these projects continue to run. Pretty speculative, but that's just my thoughts on it right now, and why we saw the market cool off 2 nights ago. And has stayed cool until, right now it's still pretty cool. So compared to how it was for a week or two there.
Yeah, like apes are down about 15 ETH. They were at 103 last I looked. Mutants are at 21 from their. They peaked at just shy of 20.
It was and then you saw the Azukis went down from 16 to 12, and now what are they, 13.5?
13.5, yeah.
So, and that's what basically the hottest project I would say has cooled off. So, yeah, I'm hoping that I'm right. I'm hoping that that's the case, just personally, and also because I think it would be good for the market to slowly go back up again. But we'll see what the crypto market does, because I think they're really, really closely tied. Really do. So.
I think Hatebeast needs to come down, dude. Like, I look at the art and the teasers.
It's so bad. Short the Hatebeast.
Yeah, if you could, if I could short a project.
These remind me of those awful baby stupid kids with grills.
Oh,
Those were so fucking bad. And I remember the idiot I was arguing with on Twitter had one in his profile picture, and it made perfect sense because they're so bad. Like, you have to have the worst taste to think that this is a cool profile picture. Like, literally the worst taste.
It looks like a low tier, like, fiber source.
How do you think that this is like
solar
cool?
project?
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen to put that as a profile picture. I'd rather just draw a broomstick, put it up there. It's so stupid. Cool Pets delayed, and that's indefinite. Is that right?
They said the DNS issues should be fixed after 48 hours. We don't have a definite date of when the new mint is at this time.
Okay.
So, kind of annoying. Taking the wind out of their sails a little bit. I was excited to mint this, or to go for this and buy aftermarket. But, you know, when that comes, we'll still be paying attention, of course. But definitely, it was supposed to be today, and now it's not. So, we're just watching.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping
at 100 actually.
They go down below 1.5. Go ahead, McKay.
Well, yeah, we're also watching for Stockx NFTs today.
Chris is asking anything under 0.5.
I made a play on these Atari little gift box things last night. Those were under 0.5. They're actually have gone down a little bit. I tried to sell out, but I couldn't. Those are kind of interesting. I would do a little more research on those. To be honest, I don't really know too much about them, but I kind of just bought because they were Atari associated. Atari as in like the video game company. So I thought that was an interesting play. You could speculate on those.
Oh, what about the Descendants or whatever? What was that?
Oh, you know what's pumping? You know what's pumping right now is the Metahero Planet tokens. They're pumping hard.
Planet tokens?
I think they just the Pixel Vault guys just did like a space or a town hall or something.
The right
with like
thing.
an update.
Hey Vince, another one. Remind me the price. I don't know if you bought it. What Punk's Comics? What was the price on those?
Oh, 0.36 or something. I should have bought that.
Yeah, so that's under 0.5. And I saw a couple of guys I really liked yesterday talking about Punk's Comics too. I think there's actual potential there. They keep claiming that they're super vague on their announcements, but they keep claiming they're gonna announce something that's gonna give you access to something else, and that'll give you access to something else. But
it's 0.37 floor right now, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yesterday was 0.29. It's funny that NFT itself, they're all the same. Beanie is actually on the cover of it, which I didn't know until yesterday. But the bottom right of those has Beanie with the multicolor hat, which I think says ape. But that's a project that I think with 0.5, I don't think that's a bad entry.
What is the there's like a bigger comic, right, associated with this? Or is it just a different type? Oh, it's a different type. Okay. Oh, yeah, here we go.
So with 0.5, I think that's a pretty stable.
Different editions.
Different editions. Yeah, I think it's pretty stable for it.
What's the Descendants or whatever? Those have been nice under 0.5. What is that one? Remember? I meant the two collaborators have been talking about it. We talked about it last night. I'll find it.
Descendants.
Minted two of them.
Don't recall being on.
They look forward. They look cool. They're looking forward. Well, I'm saying it's under 0.5, and they were 0.13, and now I think they're 0.28, and they've just slowly been gaining traction. I'm just trying to find a good 0.5 project. I know I have one that looks cool and has done well.
For sure.
I'll look more here.
I would actually be looking at Rug Radiogenesis
Ascended
Mint Pass. Membership pass.
Those
the floor is 0.285.
Oh, okay.
And you were able to mint one of their Genesis NFTs for you had to hold one of these to be able to mint it. And the floor on the Genesis NFTs ran up to 1.7 yesterday. It's like 1.4 right now. But that's a pretty solid bet on Farouk, who's a quite influential person in the cryptos, Twitter, and NFT space. He did an interview with the Bored Ape Yacht Club founders 2 days ago, which kind of caused the prices to pump, but they've settled a bit. So at 0.285, I like that membership pass buy. I think membership passes will be more valuable as time goes on.
I like that call
That's
too.
not bad. The Ascended is the one that I was talking about.
Oh, Vishwa said, "Do I sell my zombie friends?" LOL. I just put them in my hidden, like a free mint like that. It was nice because it was like, literally, I think the contract was good, so the gas was negligible. I paid like 0.01. But yeah, something like that, I just hide it. It's not even worth selling. Just if it ever does catch on, sell into a pump, and if not, no big deal.
Yeah, I think the play with those, like, I actually ended up selling at 0.05 just day of. But with those free mints, it's you're either selling into like a mini pump the day of, or you're just putting them in hidden and waiting for them to pump in like April randomly.
Yep.
What I do with stuff like that is when gas is low, I'll like pay to list it, and then I'll list like a couple of them for a price that I'm happy with they sell at, and then I'll just forget about them. And
Jesus Vince.
Christ.
Read your mic, bro.
Anyways, we can cover Stockx NFTs. Those are supposed to drop today. Kind of just saying that based off speculation, last week's release was patent bred ones. Those dropped at 2 p.m. So really this would be like 30 minutes, p.m. Eastern. So 30 minutes from now is really when we're watching. Really, if you just search NFT on StockX, they have a plethora of them. The Vault NFT, they're all called Vault NFTs. The patent breds from last week, now sitting just at 500, which is ridiculous for like a $300 shoe, $350 shoe. No telling what today's shoe will be, but we kind of always expect them to be right around that between retail and resale price. So, for example, like on a Jordan 4, let's say a Jordan 4 infrared, if that's what it happened to be, I think a safe prediction price would be somewhere between 200 and 250. And I think for a lot of those Jordan 4s, Jordan 3s, Jordan 11s, like mid-GR retro releases, which is always safe to assume because they've done a lot of those recently for NFTs, that's kind of that price range that we're interested in. I think if we did see a Jordan 4, Jordan 11, one of those release at that price range, 200 to 250, and the shoe sells for over 300, I think it's absolutely a buy, regardless of the physical items resale. We're going to see prices pump, like 350 to 400s, I think, a safer range. And I think we're going to start seeing, like, from a macro sense, a decline in price action on these StockX projects, because a lot of the money is just buying and selling, not panic selling, but just quickly selling and exiting and taking profits. And so that's really where the money is. I'm not a fan of the idea of holding StockX NFTs, because then you're just betting on the value of the shoe.
Agreed.
Because at this rate, StockX is just releasing too many of these projects for someone to even care about buying a patent bred Jordan 1 NFT when there's going to be 4 more Jordan 1 NFTs 2 months from now. So
yeah, it's just new and exciting, so people are buying into it. And it's just like the greater fool theory, right? If there's someone that's willing to buy it for more than what you're buying it for, then it's a good buy. So it kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, other like super mainstream, almost like Top Shot, where just highly big corporation, highly centralized, and it's silly. There's the fact that people are paying 2-3x the value of these shoes is kind of funny. But someone asked Joe asked, where do you see the Stockx Drops at? So they tweet them out, and then they're right on their app as well.
Yeah, so you could just so like Jared said, they tweet them out right when they release. So last week they tweeted on the drop, which was on Wednesday. That was the 26th. And so they'll tweet them out. You can also just search NFT, and it'll automatically filter by newest. So we have a monitor that's doing that, and we'll ping in the group. I know Slump's like really big into Nifty Gateway for our newer members, trying to kind of bridge that gap between paying credit card for an NFT project and
Slump
and
kills
OpenSea,
it.
because it's two different beasts. I think for StockX, like, this is kind of that same thing where you can pay with credit card. You're not worrying about an ETH wallet, and it's easy for someone to get into NFTs using this. So
Slumped.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nifty Gateway, real quick, if you guys still need one in your wallet, there's that open edition I posted yesterday in the Nifty channel. It's still live for about another 6 hours, I believe. It's a great one to have. It's got a lot of promise value from a lot of different sides, and I think if there's one to buy, this is probably the one. I do like it a lot.
What do you think about the Pop Wonder? He did some cool cat stuff and some other cool work.
So I was looking a bit into him yesterday. His following's not huge, but I find that with Nifty, that doesn't necessarily matter as much when you compare that to your typical ETH NFT or Sol NFT.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still looking into it, but it really comes down to the price, because the utility of this one is basically he's doing like a puzzle, right? So there's 3 open editions and then 6 raffles, and then each of those raffles has a different edition size. And the incentive to get all of them is once you get all 9 of those initial drops, you get the combined picture as a 10th NFT for free.
Oh, cool.
So if it's cheap enough, I like it. If the demand is there, I like it. And it looks cool. I like the design a lot. It's almost like a comic book design. But it really depends on the price. They haven't said anything about an artist AMA or Twitter space yet. So I'm on the lookout for that. But yeah, I've seen worse. Hopefully it does well, but we'll see.
Do we know the price of the open editions on these?
I was
don't see
looking. I
anything.
didn't look yet today, but I saw yesterday. He said to someone, I think it was on Twitter or Discord, I forget. He didn't say an exact number. He just said it was under 1,000.
Oh, wow.
To me, that means it might be $9.99, which is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love that number, but I don't think there's an official number out yet. And the
Gotcha.
Nifty pages sometimes don't load. So
I might get
it might
on
even-
this. This might be my first thing because I like Pop Wonder a lot.
Yeah, no, his art was really cool. Oh, he did load it. Let's see. So it looks like they are $8.88 each,
Okay, 880.
which is a lot, I think. And then, oh, I'm sorry, 3 of them are ranked auctions.
Yeah,
Not even priced.
ranked auctions, 20 editions each. Huh.
Yeah, they definitely look cool, but
Okay.
we'll see.
Okay.
Definitely have some more research to do before posting or not posting about those.
Yeah. Somebody asked about V1 CryptoPunks. These.
Yeah, they're at 18.5 right now.
Yeah, we were looking at these at 7, Garrett and myself. I don't know if anybody else was in the call, but yeah, I mean, obviously
I
they've
think we talked about them on the show a couple days ago.
okay.
At 7.
At 7, yeah, they've run, and it makes some sense. Where they go from here, I don't know. It's crazy.
So why are they moving like they are? I don't fully understand because it's not the real collection.
It's the original.
It is the original collection
first.
from Larva Labs. They
messed
they
it
were
up.
launched on a contract that was messed up, but it is the actual collection of 10,000 CryptoPunks, from my understanding. For some reason, the collection vault, it shows 1.4K on OpenSea. I don't quite understand that, but from what I've heard, it's 10K. Maybe it is just a percentage.
it's not
of the collection.
10,000.
It's just 1.4K that got launched. Okay.
Yeah, it's not full.
But they were intending to do. Okay, so got it. So 1.4K were launched on a contract that they were discontent with for whatever reason, and yeah, it's
Steve
from,
Aoki bought one.
They are the real deal, and it makes sense why the price ran how it did. It got up to 25, now it's at 18. So, I mean, if you've got, it's a really interesting play. Honestly,
At 7, it really was a great play because you're thinking about all the people that would want to buy one of these just to have it, and you're talking about 1,400 supply. Yeah, that would have been a good play for sure. Yeah. Steve Aoki bought one. I mean, it makes sense. I think they come back down more because I think CryptoPunks are 80 now. I don't think at a fourth the value, that's where I'd want it to be. But yeah. Huh. And also, Larva Labs had said, like, they don't like the project or something, which...
Yeah, they said they don't like them.
That's what turned me off about it, but clearly I shouldn't have listened to them.
The community at the same time kind of likes to rebel against Larva Labs, though.
That's
it's
true.
Proven, because they don't deliver a whole ton for their holders or whatever. Not that they ever really committed to that. That's not what they signed up for. They were more innovators in the space, like really really early with their collection, right? Like the first of its kind, basically. One of the first of its kind. And so yeah, in that sense, they were innovators. Whereas Yuga Labs, they're more entrepreneurs and innovators, of course.
Yeah.
But, they came at it from much more of an entrepreneurial business scalability approach. So
I'm trying
much different.
Trying to see what like the. So are there any aliens in this or anything? I see gold chain.
That's a good question.
Alien. Yeah, there are. Wow. Okay. An ape.
So highest last sale. Yeah, there's aliens. Wow, one sold for 300, an ape sold for 250.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, when you have guys in this space with all kinds of Ethereum to spend, them buying one of these is them thinking like, well, this could go to 100 in the future.
Right.
So cool. I don't think I have anything else. Oh, did we talk about Hate? Yeah, we talked about Hate Prime.
Yeah, we talked about Hate. We haven't touched on cards. We do expect to see Walmart drop again today. Really, any time between now and the end of the day is likely. 3 p.m. Eastern is obviously most likely, but last week we saw Walmart do something abnormal, which is drop at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, which is just strange. We expect to see NBA Mosaic Mega Boxes drop this week, which are profitable. They're charging $60, but it doesn't matter. They're still well over 100, I think. So they'll do fine. I think at the very least they sit right around 100. So good box will do really well. Walmart isn't currently loaded as a seller on the pages for NFL Mosaic products, so blasters and mega boxes. Those will also drop hopefully next week or the week to follow. Both of those will be extremely profitable. So really good time for retail product, even on Walmart. I think we're going to continue to see profitable products for both Mosaic and for both NFL and NBA Mosaic. And the good thing about these is that, unlike Target, Walmart will continue restocking these products for months to come, whereas Target usually slows down the quantities. I don't know if that's their stock allocation or what that is, but the mega boxes for Walmart for NBA Mosaic are exclusive to MJ Holdings. So just Walmart will release them, meaning that the price will just be increased. So we're really excited about that, especially for our guys who are, fully set up and ready to go for Walmart.
Would also be on the lookout for Illusion Football Megas. If you guys have buyers, those right now are still doing okay. I think it's like $25, $30 profit per box.
Dope. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with cards. I'm running.
Cool.
I think Slump's running.
Oh, we're running.
Oh, yeah. Sick.
All right. Well, I'm good for the day.
I think that's it. We hit it pretty good.